Hello, welcome to the Volpog League Season 1. 3 matches up to be played today. We will start with Division 1, Jesper versus Sidnef in just a few minutes. Then we will go to Division 4 to play the 2 remaining matches of Tony's. First, KW versus Tony, and then Tony versus Richard Wolf. Very interesting situation in Division 1. Jesper, by winning the remaining 2 matches, one of which is playing today, can guarantee himself second place and make Tugi have to get 5 points out of his remaining 2 matches in order to take the first spot in the league from him. Today he's playing Sidnef, who hasn't been playing particularly good in this tournament so far. Hello, Jesper. Yeah, he is. Jesper completely dominating Sidnef in the average losing score and average losing lines in this tournament so far. Jesper already played 26 out of 27 possible games. Won 2 matches, got 6 points of them. Lost 12 games out of those 12 lost games. Average losing score is 439 and average losing lines is 124. These are some very decent stats. Sidnef struggling all the time. His struggles must end at some point though. Maybe today is the day. Yet to win 3 games in a single match. I'm currently all alone in the open commentary. If you wanna join me, please do. Be more than great if you do so. And here you have the classic set of links to both Discord and Matrino. Wanna contribute, wanna join, please do. I see Jesper is already live. Well, yeah, I would even suggest you not to join the commentary on your own match. This would be too much your opponent handle surely, let alone me, let alone those who would have to hear that. Oh, yeah, the thing is that PAW is playing the second match of today's. Will join for the third, surely. They'll be in the same situation as you. I see the time has come, and where is Sidnef? Let me check Sidnef, all the potential channels. Find Sidnef on. Sidnef E, Sidnef B. There is no Sidnef anywhere. Let me check this. I would prefer not to put the timer on immediately, but looks like I might be forced to. check here as well. And if I don't find enough in here, I will have to put the timer on. Yeah, it looks like there's no Sidnef anywhere. So I'm forced to do this. Let me go. Trying to find Sidnef. Just got to know Sidnef is going live. Well, I both agree and disagree. Actually, it would be nice if the players themselves would remember when the matches start. I think this would be much more efficient. They don't remember the phone won't help. I mean, even if it would, then they are not warmed up. It makes no sense in the long run. When you are to play a match, you kind of have to remember that you are to play a match, especially if it's Paul Das. You can't like just go in and play well. Sidnev is live. This. Do this. Looks like Sidnev has just disappeared. Sidnev is back, so it's time to ask the classic question: do you wanna play SPS? Jesper says yes. And Sidnev says yes. So here you have the seed. It's F D D B F2. As soon as we both are ready, we can start the match. Jesper is ready. And Sidnev is ready. The match starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. They started. Second remind you, Sidnev is yet to win 3 games in 1 match this season. Won just 5 games and lost 15. The last 3. Hoping for anything to change, really. And he can lose this match. Losing this match will mean relegation. Jesper, on the other hand, also wants to take all the 3 points very badly. Keeping the winning chances. And Jesper started very well. 143,000 at 32 lines. Sidnev 87,000 at 32 lines, and in quite some trouble up high. Nothing dangerous in particular. A lot of time was wasted. Oh, and what was this stone bar? This vertical, this horizontal lumber on the right? Oh, that was bad. It's out of it finally, but almost 100,000 points behind. Jesper took all the opportunities that were given to him. Very strong start once again. It looks like it will be once again one of these days when, no matter what you do, Jesper will be ahead in pace anyway. Currently leading by about 130,000 points. In a great game in itself, Sidnev not playing a particularly good game. At the time somewhat dependent. Jesper all the time so great. This is kind of slowly turning into a huge transition advantage, giving advantage for Jesper. So this dependency might make his life a bit difficult. This won't be so straightforward to open up. Has to work around it. One good piece solves everything. This is not yet the one, and Sidnev's board in a lot of trouble. Once again, trouble all the time. Nothing's clean. The advantage is still over 100k points. This is looking very bad for Sidnev now. Sides are not accessible fully. This misdrop might turn out to be fatal. I'm pretty sure it will. Sidnev tops out. Jesper takes the game. I believe Jesper will want to play this game out. Start with a very nice 500k at least. Next Tetris will do it. $500k is there, the first of the match. It's time to get some 700k, isn't it? Has there been any single one in this tournament so far? Don't think so, but this won't be the one. Jesper pops out as well. Line before the transition. Very strong start though. Classic straightforward 500k. And they are ready for the next game, which starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Sidnev starts with quite some trouble. This is a central atom. This part is not looking good. Left so high, it will take quite some time to open it up, and this is 2 of the ground and the center well. Now a chance for a pretty nice-ish transfer in the third column. Well, high but not so high. This one Tetris has to continue with that. Jesper with not a perfect start either. Actually almost 2 Tetris behind for a moment. Now back to just one. Jesper of course with much cleaner board. What is Sidnev doing? This is looking very bad. Lombar is needed right now, gets the Lombar. Another misdrop. What's happening today is not a good game. Once again, I'm afraid. Needs an L so badly. The L is not coming. Sidnev tops out, and Jesper is already ahead in score. Esper takes the game. Leading 2-0. Sidnev immediately ready. Esper ready as well. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Nothing interesting happening so far. Both players with 2 Tetrises. It's SPS, the number distribution is the same, so we can expect them to be around the same in terms of the amount, especially when they are setting up so efficiently. Sidnev with this maze drop again. Did Sidnev have any decent warm-up before this match? I'm not sure. Those are all unlikely maze drops. Another one in here. Nice triple. Stacking is there, but you can't do much. Maze dropping so much. Esper has taken the opportunity just a little bit. Now, with a dependency. It's a tricky one. Gets the number though. So no problems. And Jesper with the early lead. One true Tetris lead, that is. Sidnev went far too high once again. Needs lumbar very, very badly. Needs lumbar right now. What is Sidnev doing? This is another top out. Esper has already won the game. Is Jesper surviving this? I'm not sure. No, not this time. So far, 3 early top outs from Sidnev in the first 3 games. Sidnev cannot not get points in this match. This would mean relegation. It feels like this game is the last chance for Sidnev this season. Players are ready. It starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. perfect start from both. Over two Tetrises and Sidnev going very, very aggressive once again. Wondering what is Sidnev trying to do. Because it's like trying to force your luck is good pretty often. This is clearly too much if it leads to 3 early top outs within 3 games. Jesper's also not letting go. All the time making sure the score is there, his account as well. Both players are entering the same drought now, and Jesper was the one who had to host the well. Thanks to this, Sidnev is now ahead by about 3.5 Tetrises, maybe even more like 4, but also with a bit of burning to do. It's already been reduced to just 2. That's how quickly the lead may change. The board is high, ready for 2 Tetrises, or almost ready. Sidnev now leading by about 60k. That's the first significant advantage of Sidnev in this match. Looks like Sidnev is maintaining the lead, maybe even made it about half a Tetris greater. Jesper with 282 at 78 lines, and Sidnev 381, now made it 404 at 85. Sidnev playing a very solid game here, on pace for high 500k transition, but this board is not looking good by any means. What is Sidnev doing? That's too high on the right. This is too high on the right. What is that? That was just a suicide by Sidnev. Sidnev tops out, but Jesper's score is not there yet. Jesper, in order to take the game, you need to get to 405,000 points. 405,000 points. You need one more Tetris and a few singles. I believe you can even sing it out. Here's the Tetris. Just a few more singles will do 3 more 1,000 points. So 4 singles will do it. 3 to go. And with this Tetris, Jesper takes the game. Now is 4-0 up. Has 4 chances to take all the 3 points from this match. And Sidnev with another early top out. 4 early top outs in Division 1. It's as unlikely as it gets. Yes, already. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Sidnev now has to win 4 games in a row in order to have a chance to stay in the division. This is a very messy start for Jesper. We'll get out of it. Didn't have column 3 going back to the right. Very shaky. What is Sidnev doing? What is that board? What is all of that? Sidnev is on the verge of topping out. Sidnev tops out! Jesper wins the match. 5 early top outs by Sidnev in a single match. That is unbelievable. Jesper sweeps Sidnev. This means a relegation for Sidnev, fortunately. Average losing score on Sidnev side of 204k. Average losing 96. Highest score 404. Highest lines 103. As tougher match as it gets for Sidnev that was. Jesper takes the in sweep. And here we have the situation in the table. Jesper now up in front with 9 points out of 4 matches, looking very strong for a very high placement. And Sidnev with 0 points after 4 matches. That means the most Sidnev can get from the last match, that would be against me, is 3 points. This would make Sidnev equal with Tim with points, assuming Tim doesn't get any further points, but then the direct encounter is on Tim's side, which means that Sidnev is already granted the last spot in the table of Division 1, and we won't be seeing Sidnev in Division 1 next season. Hello, Tony. If you will be ready in about 20 minutes, and I guess we should go for a not so short necessarily break. Yeah, that match was very short. Just 5 games, 5 earth up, and this cannot get long, really. Now we have two matches to come today. Both of Tony's. First Tony versus PW, then Tony versus Richard Wolf. So Tony finishes his Ballpark League Season 1 journey today. Will be the first one to finish it. And both Tony and PAW still have a chance for winning the Division 4. Oh yeah, that's true. Richard will finish as well. I completely missed that. Yeah, actually, this will be the last match of the two. Two players will finish at the same time. Yeah, Richard's already played 3 matches. Not playing the 4th. And I just got to know that Elo Raid is updated. We will see the update here on the screen in just a second. Here it is. Now Jesper up to 1,619,619. That's absolutely stunning given what his Elo was before the league. Up to world number 4, and Sidnev dropping and dropping further and further. Now down to world number 14, the Elo of 1,000 and of 1452. Well, the Elo is getting only higher and higher for you. Not to worry, I guess. Yeah, quite a lot of things can still happen. We are kind of pretty likely even to see Tugi go up to the world number 3 spot after the league. A lot may change in there. Alright, I guess it's time to go for the break. Let's go for... Anna is up to be ready in about 20 minutes, a few minutes ago, so let's go for like 12-minute break maybe. Then we will be back with the PIW versus Tony break, versus Tony match. We'll be back in about 12 minutes. Well, back from the break, we have the first of the matches of Tony's about to be played. PIW versus Tony. Yes, Jesper, it's more Tetris action time. More Paldas Tetris action time. Potentially a higher quality Tetris action time than in the previous match. Quite likely, even, I would say. AW played one match, a suffer match on both sides against Richard Wolf. So all the average losing score, average lines, etc. And so high, and Tony played two matches, got swept by Trisky. Trisky, the revelation at the tournament, who is yet to lose a single game. Average losing score of 255 and average losing lines of 83. Almost got a 600k one of the games. It's for Division 4, playing very solid. And I guess we can expect to see a pretty tight match today. Players seem to be very evenly matched. Maybe we'll have a decider in Division 4 as well. So far, no deciders is there. Yes, PW, I see you're already live. Richard Wolf played 3 matches and lost all of them, not getting a single point. So the only chance for him not to get relegated, I mean relegated to Division 5, if Division 5 gets created in the next season. Otherwise, he will be able to join the lowest division, of course. But if Division 5 gets created in the next season, the only chance for Richard to avoid it is to win today with Tony, get an order 3 points, and Tony would have to get 0 points on the match with PIW now. So essentially Tony has to lose both of the matches to get potentially relegated to the last spot. To win just 4 games in one of the 2 matches is enough for him to guarantee him a victory, and winning all the 2 matches pretty much guarantees him a very decent spot in the division. Even with some technical chances for winning it, but after all we saw for Trisky, no one would believe there will be any other winner of the division. 10 games won, 0 games lost so far. Absolutely stunning. Sure, no problem. We have all the time in the world today. Let me see. Let me show you. Game of PAWs actually, because it's decent. Easy pace for almost 500k transition. Have I just jinxed him? Well, it looks like. Where's the lumbar? There's no lumbar. This J didn't go to the right. Just the lumbar comes. Literally last moment. What is this spam? Oh, no. Yeah, better do it now than in the match. Here we have Tony Live finally. Let me refresh both the players just in case. And it's time to ask the classic question: do you wanna play SPS? We have one yes. And another yes. So here you have the seed. It's F2, 7, F16. And EIW is ready. And they are ready, so the match can start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. What can I expect? Hopefully not too many early top-outs. 400Ks are very likely to win the games here, but not necessarily all. Can't skip on Tetrises too much. This is one of these matches when you don't really have to go too aggressive. Maybe you can even go a bit more passive. I started with a little bit of trouble, but both are already out of them. And now trying to go for Tetrises normally. Tony lost control over the pieces quite significantly. This is not looking good on the right side. Needs the lumber, gets the lumber. That will save him. Some burning to do it will be. And PAW has a very decent chance to get into the advantage when he is forced to go into the center wall. It was quite not an optimal setup at the beginning. Worked out pretty well eventually though. It's going for it. Far less than 1 Tetris difference currently. None of the boards is perfect. But both players are perfectly safe. And trying to go for Tetrises. Not topping out. It's the most important thing. Need to be alive at first. Tony misses the stack. This is a very bad miss. Gets a lumber. Didn't have dust to go there with the second lumber as well. What a bait that was. The missed stack was like the worst possible one. Imagine. All the pieces to get out of it. Got the pieces will be burning now. PAW in the lead by about half a Tetris, but in quite some trouble as well. In out, the right side is quite too high with this number. There is no problem whatsoever. Turned out to be very good against the number, and now PAW in the lead by about 2 Tetrises. Line counts are nearly the same. Tony with another miss drop. PAW with a broken board. A shaky game. This board of PAW's is not looking good anymore. It's sent to the left right now. Didn't decide to go there with the J. That wasn't full DAS. It's all the pieces. He needs to clear this out, but Tony is chasing. And with a great chance of chasing the whole disadvantage down. This is not good by Tony though. This is a missed stack. This missed stack is much worse than the previous one. Tony is fighting for the survival. PAW as well actually. PAW in the lead by about 35,000 points, but Tony on the verge of topping out, and that's gonna be it for Tony. Tony tops out, and PAW takes the first game. Looks like PAW will want to play this team out. Most likely the first to go for this last Tetris here. Here it is, the setup, kind of forced setup. Is he gonna go for double one? This is not a good board for a transition. That's gonna be it. Not so high scoring game, but relatively solid one. And well enough to win. PAW is ready. And Tony is ready as well. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, that was starting pretty aggressively actually. We also going relatively high at the very beginning. That's some positive play. Wasn't it quite too positive? We end up with a bit of burning to do now. It's out of it very efficiently. Nicely done. It looks like Tony starts with 3 Tetris in a row. Goes for the Ritz to give himself the chance for the 4th one. And here it is. 4 perfect Tetris start for Tony. Will be set up for, oh, not necessarily. Has had the chance to set up for the 5th one. Decided not to go for it. So no 5 Tetrises. But a very clean 1 Tetris lead at the very beginning, that is. Tony is maintaining this 1 Tetris lead. Currently brought it up to 2. That's a very nice pace in itself. 2:16 at 46 lines. AW not so far behind, just 2 Tetrises. That's a first somewhat serious series of misplacements on Tony's side. I was very wrong. Oh, board is pretty high actually right now. The lead is still on Tony's side, but less than 3 Tetrises, that is, and the burn pattern he has to face now is not looking so good. Something very good. There are 4 Minos to open up on the same road. It's never easy. Needs a good piece right now. Doesn't get it once again. Maybe now. Ton is finally out of it, and PAW managed to chase the score down a little bit. The advantage is now down to just 2 Tetris and exchange. We are at nearly the same lines. Tony is looking stronger and stronger for taking this game. Double Tetris readiness. First Tetris is there, second Tetris is there. Lead went up by 1 Tetris thanks to this. PAW is playing very safe this game. Very safe. Wondering if it isn't even quite too safe. When like this, you are barely getting 400Ks. Considering the starting pace for Tony, this is just not enough. PAW will now start going much more aggressive, I'm sure. Already down to 1 Tetris, the advantage is. Tony in quite some trouble, just didn't burn both lines. Other trouble on the right, on the left, trouble all around. Here it is, we have the Tetris. Scores are basically even, but PAW with much better board, both at 120 lines. Tony's board is looking very bad, needs a lumbar, and is not getting the lumbar. PAW will also encounter the same drought. This is a very, very big drought, a huge drought that is, and Tony misses the lumbar. PAW needs a few more thousand points, and here it is. PAW takes the game just at the very end, manages to hold on a little bit longer. Turned out to be enough. Very lucky for PAW, very unlucky for Tony. They've gone either way. It wasn't even like the players went so aggressive at the end. That was like really stuck. It was 120 lines. Not so close to transition yet. Tony is ready. And PAW is ready as well. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. What is happening on Tony's side? Okay, now he started the game. States are correct, everything's correct. We have 147 seed. At this point, 147 F16. What is all of that? It might be random. Epic conspiracy theory. Maybe it's time for the jackpot. And then with a series of misplacements. Or just one misplacement which turned out to be so bad. Maybe I think that was just like 2. But Tony now fighting. PAW also fighting, is forced to go for this very high Tetris setup and is not getting anything to burn. The lumbar came too late. Another lumbar is needed. PAW will just stop out. And Tony takes the game. Guess BG. The seed didn't work out. Let's try another one. PAW is ready. Hello, Schweizelda. What? This This wasn't Pan, I'm pretty sure. This must have been NTSC. And Tony's ready. Next one starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. They started pretty cleanly. Not anymore on Tony's side. Not anymore very much on Tony's side. This is quite some trouble. This won't be an easy, big raid. Port is open, but the stack is not there still. This is getting on higher and higher. Finally, Tony gets a number. This would save him and PIW in quite some trouble this time. His left is not looking good. What is he trying to do on the right? Working around stuff. Just doesn't work out, I'm afraid. It's a double hole on the left. Here it is, one J, another J. Now it's gonna get much easier, but Tony is trying to get away with the score. Also into a dependency on the right though. Now, huge hole on the left that is, well, what will he do here? Lost NAS here, all problems everywhere, all around. Finally, Tony's out of it, nearly out of it. And would survive it. We are even lines, even score. After about 50 lines on both players' sides. It's getting only higher and higher, doesn't really get any numbers. Finally, there's one number. Also for 2, thanks to all of this, gets the number. 9th score even. Nearly the same lines as well. Or maybe actually Tony in a little bit of an advantage. Like less than 1 Tetris. With this one, it's 1 Tetris surely. And both players will be digging now. Tony has taken the lead. A very significant lead. Over 2 Tetris and PIW in a lot of trouble. This might be very difficult to survive. Needs 2 numbers essentially and misses the stack on the first one. And here it is, a top out for PIW. This is PIW is going very low today. Just 199,000 at 88 lines. Tony takes the game, leveling up the match at 2 each. He will want to play this out, I'm sure. Let's see how far he will be able to go into 19 this game. Why only 27? Why not max out? Why not train more? Decides to just stop out. Tony is ready. And Hillary is ready. Next time starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Tony would really love to get at least this 1 point in this match, which he gets from winning 4 games, so he's 2 games away, because this would straight up mean a guarantee of not being relegated. Yet before playing the second match of today's and the last for him, this game he starts with an advantage of 1 Tetris. Brought it to 2 now, actually. So, advantage Tony after the first lines. Oh, that Jay was very aggressive, and I'm afraid this won't work out by any means. Tony's in trouble. We'll get out of it, but still the board is pretty high. Guess a number. That was very lucky. Kind of a slight bail, I would say even. It's to burn, so great chance for PAW to take the advantage back. Now we are even in terms of Tetrises, just the singles and doubles point difference. Nothing major whatsoever. And this Tetris PAW takes the 1 Tetris lead for a moment. Tony evens it up, but PAW takes it once again, so it will be almost 1 Tetris lead for PAW for quite some time, I believe. It's an SPS match. The numbers will be the same. I believe Tony should get one very soon. Here it is. That was too late. Already the well was closed, so now PW takes the quite significant lead over two Tetrises, two true Tetrises, that is. Now made it 3. Were a moment of great efficiency for PAW, this is. Only playing pretty well, but just the score is not there. Need the score. 229 and 85 lines for Tony is just too low. And with this miss drop, this will be very difficult to do anything. I'm afraid it's gonna end up in a top out. No, there's no way out of it. This Tony will top out. And PAW takes the game, taking the lead. Was 2-0 up. Then Tony took the 2 games. Now he's back in the advantage by 1 game. Leading 3-2. Yes, almost. Tony's ready and PAW is ready. So the next game starts in 3, 2, match. 3-1 Tetris. My match? What's happening? Yes, this is a match. Compared to the previous one, this is a very match. A match. And Tony tops out. All of a sudden. Just topped out. Have to admit, I missed what happened. Just came back here. Right at the top out. PAW already takes the game. Now leading 4-2. And they are ready immediately. So the next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. This might be the last game of the match. If PAW wins it. Much cleaner start for Tony this time. The Verge losing the match. Now, I believe he will try to play a bit more safe-ish, I believe. Starts with a pretty nice lead. This board is not looking good so much anymore. It's this lumbar, gets the lumbar. It's kind of double dependency. Finally gets anything to out of it. And gets out of it. Ready for another one. Leading by about 2 Tetrises at this point. Now made it 3. Those Centaurs are hunting Tony today. From one to another one. PAW in quite some trouble, but managing it all very decently. Now, we'll be out of it sooner or later, rather sooner than later. Still, the board is not perfectly clean. Tony trying all the way, it looks like. Finally decides to go to the back to the right, but makes an immediate miss drop. And PAW will have a really great chance to catch up on the advantage. This right side of the board for Tony is not looking good. Balls on both sides, double lumbar dependence that is now. PAW is just 1 Tetris behind in score essentially. Now 6,000 points behind at the same line count. Given the states of the boards, definitely advantage PAW, and a very significant one. Barney out of it may take both like 7 lines and 17 lines at least, depending on the pieces, maybe even longer. Ball distribution is not so friendly. He will be out of it though, but the time is running out of time very, very quickly. Another Tetris now with 1 true Tetris lead. Tony, will he be forced to go for this third Tetris? He goes for it and gets it. This will keep him in it. But still 1 Tetris behind and 3 lines ahead at 122 lines. Goes for another dirty Tetris. Is kind of forced to go for them in a way. Now needs to get both of them. PAW will be ready as well. PAW has 1 line more. This Tetris won't help Tony. Now he transitions in a lead, but the lead is very insignificant. He sets up for another Tetris, Centaur Tetris on 19, but he doesn't get the lumbar, tops out. This number would have done it! How lucky for PAW again. Tony was one number away from stealing the game. Two games, two very lucky games that came on PAW's account made a difference. But not to worry, Tony, your stats are way better than the one of Sidnev's from today. That's great, thanks. And Tony, now we will have another match of Tony's against Richard. Would you like to start a bit earlier if Richard is up for it? Hello, Richard. And I have the updated standings. Okay, here I have them. Now PAW is up to 6 points, the same as Trisky. 6 points from 2 matches. And Tony now with 3 points. The situation is not so simple. If Richard takes 3 points from this match against Tony, which we will now play, he will be guaranteed not to be relegated. Then Tony will be the one most likely relegated with also 3 points but no matches to play, and Mars will also have 3 points but 2 matches yet to play. Oh yeah, it can be a 3-way tie technically. But the direct encounters would then be fully equalized, only winning with Martz winning with Richard, and Richard winning with Tony. Okay, Richard and Tony, would you like to start a bit earlier or wait the full 15-16 minutes to the scheduled time? Alright, then let's go for a short break. By the profiles. Here I am. Let's go for like 10-minute break even. So we will be back in about 10 minutes for the last match of today. we're back from the break. Richard says he wants to start yet. Start already if Tony wants to.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I'll join you for the last match of the day, and last match both for Tony and Richard in terms of the league. Both played already 3 matches, and this will be their 4th and last match. And as you mentioned before the break, if Richard could win, not in the decider, 3 people, Tony, Marz and Richard, would have 3 points, all with the same direct encounter, winning against each other once and losing once. And then the points scored in the whole league, the games won and lost would decide who will be relegated, who will stay in the league. But in order to do this, Richard has to win the match. If Richard doesn't win by 2 games or more, he will be relegated, for sure. Relegated, of course, if the 5th division will be created next season. If not, then he will play in the lowest possible division. Yeah, this is how it looks. And we see both players in the chat. So guys, if you wanna start the match, we can do it anytime. The same question as always. Do you want to play SPS? Before we get the answer, I have a question because I'm a little bit curious. Adam, did we have a situation in the league where both players had the technology to play SPS but decided not to?
I think we didn't have one.
I know we had one situation in Lolpop Cup between Michu and Gidaj, where Michu declined to play SPS versus Gidaj. But in the league, I suppose we didn't have this kind of
pretty sure.
situation.
Yet.
We have Richard warming up on level 18, a pretty decent pace, almost 200k after 60 lines. Looks like Richard's practiced a little bit of PAL 18, which is very slippery. And you have to be very, very precise. Is Richard here with us? I don't know. But Richard, if you can hear us, and after you end this game, I hope you end as late as possible. Please let us know if you want to play the SPS. Okay, Richard, you can continue this game. Don't worry about this. He says yes. Okay, so there will be an SPS match between Tony and Richard.
Let's draw the seed then. It's gonna be 9, 7, B5, C2.
Nine, 7, B5, C2. No snooker max outs. No anything weird. F16 and so on.
So boring, isn't it?
Yeah, but this F16 snooker max out seat killed me instantly. I couldn't handle it.
Well, it wasn't just the 147 just behind the 147, that was F16.
Yeah, I know it. This is what I say. I couldn't handle this seat. F16 and 147 in one seat. That was too much for me.
Now it's time to get like, I don't know, AK-47 is not possible. What can we get? We can get 2137.
2137, AD 2137 would be the best possible seat.
Yeah.
And not a mini. Yeah, but this doesn't make sense in terms of everything. But the people who know, they know what 2137 stands for. Especially the Polish people.
And
Okay.
if you don't know, go train Polish more.
Mm-hmm.
Train
Okay,
more
so
is
we
the
have
right option.
we have readiness on Richard's side. So let's wait for the readiness from Tony's side, and then we can start their match. Tony versus Richard. Global Click, Season 1, Division 4, last match for both of them.
Yes, if Tony wins just one game here, gets just 1 point in this match, he's winning 4 games, he automatically sends Richard Wolf to the 5th spot, last spot of the division. But I'm
So in
sure
order
Tony
to-
wants to win this match.
Yeah, me too.
Winning
in
this
order to-
match gives him pretty decent chances for the 3rd place in the division,
Mhm.
which is a guarantee of the same one in the next season. And they are ready. The match starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Richard is in. Do we have such a massive delay on Tony's side?
Refreshing just in case. It happened in one of the games in the previous match of his. Yes, it was just such a delay. Can't have that, unfortunately. It's not so huge though.
Yeah, we can live with it. I only wanted to make sure that everything is under control, but it seems it is. And now we have Richard with a pretty decent start, 72,000 points after 17 lines. And Richard trying to... Yeah, I wanted to say trying to go safe, but he kind of was forced for this dependency, but decided not to wait forever, did some schemes, and now gets a Tetris. 119,000 for Richard, Tony with 69, but remember that we have a delay on Tony's stream, so he's some lines behind. We have also take this into consideration. Yeah, but this looks like a very decent game from Richard's side, and Tony's board is not looking great, so there is a chance for Richard to build a lead.
It's always like this board Tony just had got out so easily. It's like when you get pieces like this ones, it's like you're just getting out of it immediately. If there is just one wrong piece, it's like starting over again and again every time. Games gives you this one bad piece, which you can't really help. It was a very lucky on his side in a way. He's behind by about 2 Tetrises. Now make it like 1.5, but also 7 lines behind.
So let's look. 209 for Richard after 60 lines, and let's see what score Tony will have after 60 line.
Yeah, it's like on NTSC, those 7 lines wouldn't be like anything major. So you would have the whole post transition. But here on PAL 18, with players not so much capable of doing extensive 19 play, this is a very significant difference, especially at the end of the game.
Around 60 lines, the score of Tony's was very similar to Richard's one. So in terms of a real pace, they were doing pretty even. But now Tony's board is looking bad, and Richard has a very clean game. 286 after 82 lines.
Yeah, this must be the best game Richard has played in this league.
Yeah, definitely. And Richard knows that his destiny is in his hands. If he will be able to win this match, he has some chances to stay in the league. Then we will have to look at the remaining games which Martz will be playing. And Tony is about to top out. Tony tops out, and Richard takes the game. 263 for Tony, and Richard already good. So Richard leading 1-0. Hello, Fire Dogs. Welcome in the chat. Yes,
Hello.
Richard, if you wanna, feel free to mull it. It might be one of your best games. No, Richard is too happy. Or something happened, I don't know. 325, 660 is the score for Richard. Maybe his food arrived, I don't know. Food, okay.
What's it always with this food? Richard's side.
Yeah, Richard is a food guy.
Yeah, there's like food all the time, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so while we're waiting for Richard, let's remind you guys that on Saturday, July 29th at 17 UTC, we will be hosting a one-day event, Lolpok Classic, best of 5 matches. Registration is open, so if you wanna join, if you have time to play in a one-day event, if you wanna have more competitive experience, feel free to join 17 UTC, July 29th, Saturday. Lolpok Classic will be held on the same Twitch channel. Tony unreadies himself, no problem. Yes, just in case, increase one more if you already started. I know that the first 2 pieces shouldn't give you that much of an advantage, but let's go for B8, B5, C2 for the next match. For the next game. And Richard is already ready. And wishes GG to Tony. 325. What was highest score for Richard so far in the league? It was 332, so Richard was not that far away. Maybe if the foot came a little bit later, maybe Richard would achieve his best score of the league.
And they are ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Richard, you have at least 4 more chances to increase the score.
Richard just started playing much better. All of a sudden. Maybe doesn't wanna finish up last. What motivated him so much?
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
That's a very decent start by Richard. 4 Tetrises within the first 20 lines.
Yeah, and I have also impression that the dust filling works way much better for Richard today than in the other matches.
Yeah, exactly. Still far from like the top possible level. These possibilities. In like
Yeah, but you know,
but
sometimes you have
yeah.
to take step by step.
Compared to what we saw in the previous matches of him, it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Richard trained more? It looks like it.
Finding good is always the right option.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be mean to Sidnev because I didn't watch the whole match, but looking at the statistics, it looks like that every other player playing today is doing better than
Yes,
Sidnev.
exactly. Absolutely.
But as I see in the server, Sidnev already did 19 PB. So yeah, it's weird that you play a bad match and that after this bad match you are able to score a PB. Oh, but Richard right now with a lot of trouble, he decided to put the L flat on the left side, which was pretty
That's
good
gonna
decision.
be it.
Yeah, but this doesn't
Tony,
be enough.
you are not safe yet. In order to win the game, you need to get 1 more Tetris. Or 20k more points. The exact score to
232.
beat is 231 and 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
1 more Tetris will do. I'm pretty sure he will set up for a safe one here. Well, that's not so safe one. But here it is, the lumber. And the game
That's
is
it.
on Tony's account.
We have
They're
1-1.
tied at 1 each.
Will Tony Mullen the whole game?
Shall see.
A nice spin, but misses the L. Misplacement of an L will be deadly for Tony, I suppose. 86 lines, 253.018, but it's good enough to win this game.
And Tony is ready immediately. Both are ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Oh, and Richard with a lot of trouble. This J placement, and that's it. Richard tops out after only one line and 760 points. So this means, Tony, you are already good. You're leading 2-1.
This escalated very quickly.
Unfortunately for Richard.
Yeah, no zero claps so far.
I remember in the old times of CTP, an epic match between Forrest and Lucy. When Forrest won a game by one pushdown point, both were able to score only one line on 18, and just before topping out, Forrest pushed down this 1 point and won 761 to 760.
They are ready.
So
Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Yeah, so those things can also happen. Oh, and Tony with a Vit setup. Oh, and Richard tops out. I didn't see what happens. 28,000 points.
As well. The board wasn't so bad. Till out immediately. Last time I saw it, must have been very quick again. Tony takes the game, leading 3-1, and he's one game away from putting Richard on the last spot for good.
Richard, don't order food while you're playing. You had a very nice game, then the food came and everything collapsed, unfortunately.
They are ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Yeah, as you said, Tony needs to win one more game in order to be safe for Division 3. Technically he needs to finish in top 3 to be safe, because there is also those ELO things, but at least it won't be relegated for sure.
Well, but for Tony, getting the third spot and a guarantee staying in the 4th division if the 5th one gets created would be still quite something, but Tony in a lot of trouble here. This would be very difficult to do anything with no help, but he gets the Lombard to the left and manages to bring it there. it looks like it will save him eventually. Still a lot of trouble and a lot of work to be done, but he's back to relative safety. This is very aggressive, Alan.
Oh,
That was very
Yeah.
aggressive, and he doesn't take the single here. Missed the single completely, another mistake. Finally, the lumbar comes. Tony survives, and is just 2 Tetrises behind. He will be very grateful. It's only 2 Tetrises. But the lucky Central Tetris. But now is back to normal, and Richard playing a clean game. Richard cannot afford losing any more games, he needs to win 4 games in a row. Tony in a lot of trouble once again, he gives up.
and this is the first game for Richard. Tony tops out after 32 lines, 66,000 points, and Richard is already good. We have 3-2. Richard, you are safe. You can top out the game whenever you want. Richard going to Mullen this game? I suppose he should, because he's at 209,000 points after 61 lines. 332 is his best score in the league so far, so I think it's a good idea if he tries to bring this game to the end. Richard going for some aggressive setups, but gets the long bar, 259. .332 is his best score in the league so far. He has plenty of lines to increase it. But this slows him down for a moment. Would like to see a long bar very soon. Oh, and Richard's situation is not looking great. And this will be a top out, unfortunately. 93 lines, 292, 980. Not the highest score, but yeah, it was worth trying. We have 3-2.
Tony is ready, waiting for Richard to get ready as well. And now Richard's ready as well. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Richard starts with a nasty dependency. This is a very demanding one. Has to work around all over the board to get out of this kind of trouble it causes. It made him score just 1 Tetris with the first 13 lines compared to Tony's 2. Tony's a little bit of an advantage.
Oh, and Richard with a lot of trouble right now. A lot of trouble. And this might be it. That's it, unfortunately for Richard. 53,960 points. It means that Tony wins the game, and it means that this game decides that Richard will be finishing Division 4 in the last 5th place. No matter what happens in the next games, Richard can't get any higher.
But Tony
If there will...
can still get points, which will matter for him.
Yeah.
Yes, now the seed will be 0E. Tony will now have 2 chances to take all the 3 points from this match. We would really, really love it to happen. Tony is ready, and Richard's ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Richard starts with a miss drop. Is out of it. There's no Tetrises within first 9 nines due to it.
Tony without a Tetris as well, even if he was prepared for a Tetris but was forced to burn it down. Now Richard finally with a Tetris. Tony is not yet Tetris ready. Oh, tough start for both of the players in this game.
Definitely.
Yeah, Tony finally with a Tetris. And we have 44,000 for Richard, 40 for Tony, and Richard going for column 2 Tetris and gets it. Will he try to transfer the well? Yes, it looks like it. And Richard in the lead, but both players' boards are not looking that great.
Tony
And
misdrops
Tony-
fatally. I don't think he will be able to do anything here.
Still fighting. Yeah, but this long war will do it. 35 lines, 75,240 points, and Richard is already good. We have 4-3.
Tony is ready and Richard is ready. Next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. This is the last chance for Tony to take all the 3 points from this match. He's granted 1. Tony wins this game, takes all the 3. If Richard wins this game, both players are granted 1 and will play the decider for the remaining 1.
Yeah, and this could be also the first point for Richard in the whole league, so definitely something to fight for.
Yeah, it would be very nice for him not to finish with 0. It would be yet nicer for Tony get 6 points after all the 4 matches, with
but
very
Tony's
decent
with a-
chances of
Hmm?
getting or finishing within the first 3. The sport is getting slowly but surely under control again. Can't afford any more top outs, surely.
Yeah, both players can't afford any more top outs. No matter how you view the game.
Richard in quite some trouble. This board looks like long burning. Tony will get a very great chance of getting back into a bit of lead. Now he's about half a Tetris behind. Richard goes for the central Tetris. This is kind of risky. The right is not ready for Burns. This is getting only higher and higher.
He gets
Go for
only
the well.
O's as... Oh, and he was Tetris ready, but closed the well. Okay, but got this center well Tetris and now goes back to business. To the standard column 10 well.
And
But
Tony has taken the
immediate-
lead.
But immediately after Richard went down with the board, he made few misdraws and made his life a little bit more difficult. And now Richard is trying to bring it down once again.
Tony's lead has gotten very significant. Now it's almost 70k points. So 3 true Tetrises.
And a very decent pace on Tony's side as well, 230,000 after 63 lines. So finally a nice game on Tony's side.
Yes, he's not letting go. Really wants to take all the 3 points from this match. This misdrop will cause some trouble though. There's just the double available. Decides
But
to go for the
Richard is
safety
about
burns.
to top out, unfortunately.
Oh, and
Richard
this
tops
ends the
out
match.
with-
Tony takes the game and the match, taking all the 3 points.
And Richard unfortunately finishing the league with 0 points, 4 matches, 4 losses, no deciders. Yeah, hopefully, Richard, you can do better next season. There are definitely some moments on Richard's side where he can perform well, but yeah, it looks like you're all saying it looks like Richard simply needs to train more. We all need, not only you, Richard, don't worry. Even Adams needs to train more.
I need to train more, especially.
299, 060 is the final score for Tony. And this is how the match ends. 5-3. Tony wins. And we will show you the tables, statistics, and so on very, very soon.
Not so high standards, fortunately, in this match. I'm sure Tony will be pretty happy about his day's performance in both matches together.
Tony, huge thanks for you for the thanks. Nice to see that you appreciate it. Very nice to see those kind words. Trying to do our best, and it's really, really nice when there are people who can see it and who can value our work towards the development of Paul Does Tetris. Yes, Adam, sorry for interrupting you. I wanted to reply to Tony, but if you wanna say something, please go ahead.
Here we have the league standings. Tony is currently at 6 points, the same as PAW and Trisky. And there are 3 matches yet to be played, all 3 between Trisky, PAW and Marts. Marts with 3 points, Trisky and PAW at 6 points. Tony is guaranteed the 4th place at worst. Richard Wolf is guaranteed the last place, and Marts, in order to overcome Tony, will
Needs
have
to
to
win
get
2
4
matches.
points.
Yeah, so needs to either needs to win 2. He can win 1 match with 3 points and lose 1 in deciders. So,
Yes, but 3 points will not be enough.
3 points will be not. Yeah, because of the direct encounter thing, it will be.
Yes,
be like
and
this.
Marts is yet to play Trisky. Winning with Trisky will be very, very difficult, I'm afraid. So Tony is looking very, very
Adam,
good.
Taking a game from Trisky will be
Yeah,
a great achievement for all of us.
yeah. So Tony is looking very strong from finishing up on the 3rd place and guaranteeing himself the 4th division at least in the next season.
In the next season. That's true. And I also updated the ELO standings after those matches of Division 4. So if you want to show the bottom part of the official ratings, you can do this as well.
Let's maybe go like this. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So in terms of ELO standings, Richard's in the most difficult situation from the active and players who have the requirement of at least 3 matches. Marts with 11:35, Tony with 11:53. So Marts still in a chance. Has a chance to overcome Tony in ELO rating, so it might be also helpful for Marts in terms of going to a higher division next season. So yeah, Marts has also things to play for. Myself, I am at 1277 right now, and I overtook Dewey, who has a very tough season in Division 3 this year. So let's see how it goes. I'm only 16 points behind Iceblade, but I have also a match versus Trisky to be played. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Adam, do you have also the full ELO list prepared or not?
Yes, I have it here.
So if you can scroll it down, because we would like also to see where Trisky is. Trisky does not have the required amount of matches yet, but after finishing the league, it will be the case. And Trisky, you are too low. Trisky is around 1300.
Fine. Yes, here we have
Trisky is here with a rating of 1320. So currently Trisky 1 point ahead of Hazuli from the active players in the league, and 31 points behind Somalian. Thanks for the thanks, Richard. It would be nice to see you next season. Next season starts in September after CTWC does. We will have a break after this season goes to an end, and then after we complete the 3rd round of Lulpok 19 Shootout and Classic, then we'll go only for preparation for CTWC does, and after CTWC does in September, we will start 2nd season of this league. Yeah, as you can see, this is the full list. So also the players who haven't played match, those ELO ratings are the initial ELO based on PB. So yeah, this is how it looks. Still some matches to be played in Division 4. Division 3, Division 2, and of course Division 1. But what we know for sure after today's matches, that both Sidnev and Richard are aka relegated, are having banned to play in the division if, of course, there will be enough players to create the amount of divisions. For in Richard's case, but for Sidnev, it is a case that no Division 1 for next season. So Sidnev would need to prove it in Division 2. And as we know, in Division 2 there is also some there are some tough players. Currently Rurchak looking the strongest. But we are approaching the end of July, and slowly but surely Ćvikoščak should start his journey in the league, so we'll see how it goes. For sure, we know that after Alex H withdrawals, Alex is also guaranteed a ban for Division 2 and 1 in next season if he decides for to play, so at highest Division 2.
Yes, the only division we don't know who will finish up last in yet is Division 3. We have two very strong contenders for the spot, Dewey and Hazuli. And Iceblade still with some chances if he wants to.
Yeah, but Iceblade, on the other hand, has also chances to win the division. There must be some science fiction action happen for Iceblade, but Iceblade still with some chances to win the division. His unexpected win 5-2 versus Le gave him those theoretical chances, which are not that much theoretical, I would say. Iceblade is yet to play two Finnish guys, and Le is playing versus G-Dutch. So if, for example, Iceblade wins all of these matches with 3 points, and Le wins against G-Dutch with 3 points, then Le and Iceblade would have 9 points, and direct encounter would be decisive for Iceblade to win the whole division. So this unexpected win might do the work, but as you said, Adam, Iceblade is not in a safe situation. Iceblade can also be relegated. So
yes, G-Dutch is the one in the prime position. It's like just winning 4 games for him, and Iceblade not winning these 2 matches by taking all the 3 points will be enough for G-Dutch to take the division. And
but G-Dutch will definitely
Division 2, and he still has some chances for Division 1, especially after this Sidnev's lose today. G-Dutch is just 4 points below Sidnev at this point.
Yeah, only 4 points. G-Dutch also signed up already for the Lolpok Classic event. This is also an Paldas Elo rated event. So if he can do great in this event, this might also help to increase his chances in terms of Elo points. But then he would need to overcome a second player from Division 1, and this is team, and there are 100 points, if I'm not mistaken, around 100 points around difference. So team would need to do terribly in those 2 remaining games. G-Dutch would need to win his remaining match, and hope for the best in the classics. There are 2 Lolpok Classic tournaments which can happen before the next season start. So anything can happen, but if you finish in the top 3 of your league, you are guaranteed to stay in this league. If you win, you are guaranteed to go 1 league higher. And the other 2 spots are for the Elo players, just in case there are some great contenders, like for example Mark from Germany, who would like to join. There are 2 spots based on Elo. So I think I've said enough. Adam, maybe over to you.
Well, I guess it's time to end the stream. We don't have any matches are scheduled for now.
But we will be doing our best to schedule some for next week.
Yeah, and we have the Lolpok Classic 2 on Saturday. So go sign up and play and train more. Here we will rate monthly Tetris. Who's streaming Tetris? Alright, here we have the raids. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, bye.
Bye.